Hello everyone, my name is Clay McKinney. I am the Vice President for the Middle School Orchestra for this term for the St. Louis All-Suburban or St. Louis MMEA District 5 here in the St. Louis area. And I want to talk about this these excerpts we have for our auditions coming up, and hopefully this will help you because these are new this year at the time of this recording, and I hope that I can help you, give you some tips here for helping to learn them. And the very first thing we're going to talk about, which I know is maybe on everybody's mind, is going fast. We're going to talk about the Ruslan and Lyudmilla first, and I'm going to use a viola. For those of you that don't know, my main instrument is the cello. So I'm going to use a viola because I want to learn this along with you guys and also challenge myself here. So I'm going to give you some of my tried and true things about going fast that are so important, and one that I think is the most overlooked. We're going to start there, which is being really picky about the tone. Because I know teachers say you should go slow. Make sure you practice slow, and perhaps you have been practicing slowly, right? And it's maybe not working out as best as you had hoped, right? I went slow and something didn't work. It didn't get faster. Well, I think it's because we have to learn to be really picky about the tone while we are going slow. And while I'm talking about the Ruslan, remember that the tempo, the expectation here is 100 on the metronome, 100 for the half note here in this excerpt. So let's slow it down. I'm going to slow it down. By the way, I'm tuned to A440 if you're playing along with me. I'm going to slow it all the way down. Let's go all the way down to 60 for the half note, okay? And if that's too slow, you could put your metronome on 120, or my metronome here will do subdivisions, all right? And the subdivisions really help us go slow. All right, so if I'm going 60, all right, something like that. Now, here's the mistake, all right, I said this is the number one mistake. The number one mistake I think students make is letting the bow slide. Okay, so when I say be picky about the tone, what I want you to do, and this is a fun exercise, I want you to pick your favorite performer, all right? And remember, these excerpts are the same. You can play them, you know, together, violin, viola, cello, bass, all right? So everything that I'm saying here on the viola goes just as well for all the instruments. Pick your favorite performer. I'm trying to think, for my generation, for viola, it was this famous violist, William Primrose. Some will remember them out there. So I'm gonna pretend I'm William Primrose here, and you pick your favorite. Maybe it's your teacher. Well, you know, maybe it's me. Maybe it's, what would Mr. McKinney say if he was sitting right here next to me about my tone? Okay, pretend you're that person, and when I say picky about the tone, is the bow sticking and really getting into the string, right? Every time I pull the bow, and this is what is so key to going slowly. So when I'm playing the scale here, let's jump down to the third line here in Ruslan and Lyudmilla. Right? I'm making sure that the bow is catching the string every time I pull it, all right? So don't just go slow, yes? Make sure you're going slow with a great sound. All right, so let's go here in the third line, and actually, I'm gonna go even slower. I'm gonna go all the way down to 40. Again, if your metronome won't do subdivisions, you could put it on 80, right? But I'm doing 40, and it's clicking the eighth notes. Because remember, the goal is to play with a great tone. Yeah, a great sound. Ready? Here we go. Right at 11. 1, 2, and... every time I'm grabbing the string, okay, to make sure that my bow, okay, because remember, I'm trying to teach this hand to coordinate with this hand, right? And in order to do that, I've got to make a certain kind of sound, Remember that, tone, tone, tone. This is the first thing I think everyone should do, all right? Like I said, pick your favorite person, pick somebody to imagine they're sitting right there next to you. What would they say about your tone while you're going slow, okay? And go as slow as you need to. I mean, you could go even slower than this to start out, okay? Now, of course, the other tried and true thing for going fast is to do some dotted rhythms. Again, this helps. We're trying to coordinate two hands together, right? So tone first while you're going slow, practice slowly, but listening for a great sound, right? Bow hair, always grabbing the string. But then we can also do some dotted rhythms here. I'm gonna go back to an earlier passage. Let's go just at the beginning on the very first one, yeah? Actually, I wanna go on the second one. So like I said, viola is not my main instrument. I wanna practice my fourth finger. And actually measure 7, you could just stay in first position. Yeah, you could use your fourth finger up there on that E. So let's go on that one. It's measure 7 and 8 here. We got on that, right? So how about we go, let's do first, it's always our up bows that need work, right? So let's make it long, then short. What do I mean by that? I'm gonna go long, short on the up bows, right? Well, the first one's third. How about? Just that much. Yes? 7 and 8, right? So I slurred, those first 2 eighth notes are slurred, and then the rest I do separately, and I'm doing short bows on all. But I'm actually even on the slurred note. I'm doing the second eighth note short. Yeah, do it one more time with me. Right, and this helps coordinate my fingers. Now we're going to reverse it. All right, and we're going to make the first of every 2 short. Again, go as slow as you need to, meaning you can make the long note as long as you want, within reason, right? Because we're using a lot of bow, right? We probably don't want to be using the whole bow on the short note, but you could, in theory, and this would still help, right? Because it's all about that short, quick action. We could go. That would still help. That would still get me there. And in reverse. Okay, short, short, short. Now, what goes wrong? Just like with the slow practice, right? Because, we've all done it. Maybe we've done this exercise just like the slow practice. You're like, well, I practiced slow and it didn't help me go fast. What happened? Or you say, I did the rhythms. I did the long shorts and the short longs and it still didn't help me. What happened? Well, the thing that goes wrong when doing this exercise is that students tend to turn this into a triplet, right? 2/3, 1/3, like so, right? If you're playing it with that short note a little bit too long, it's not quick enough to coordinate your fingers. What do I mean by that? If you go, see how it's a triplet? Da, 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 right? And it's gotta be really fast, okay? A really, really fast note. And in reverse, it would sound like this. See, that's a triplet. So when we're doing this, we want a 3/4, 1/4 division, right? Really like a dotted 8/16, okay? Or even longer on the long note and shorter on the short note, okay? As long as it's not a triplet. Like I said, you can go. And actually, see, I'm stopping my bow on the long note. Totally fine for this, okay? Totally fine. I want that quick coordinated action. I'm trying to teach my fingers to go fast. Now, by reversing it, by going long, short, long, short, long, short, and then short, long, right? By the time I get done with both versions, I've played every note short and every note really fast. Yeah, and that's why this exercise works. And it's great for this Ruslan because I just have a bunch of straight string of eighth notes here, okay? So these two things are, I think, the most important you can do, especially at the beginning of practicing this, to help get this thing fast. Now, the last bit of going fast here, we have this little challenge here at the end with the chromatic notes. Okay, what do I mean by chromatic? We're moving in half steps. Yes, here at the end, I'm talking about measure 18, and everybody has it. Now, like I said, cello is my main instrument. We tend to kind of stick to the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 going up. Okay, and when we're doing chromatic, a bunch of half steps, cello and bass. Okay, we tend not to use. Well, I say cello. All right, maybe with bass it's different because you're always moving in kind of half steps anyway, right? So this is always going to change, and I think having a great fingering is the answer to the chromatic passage. And everybody's hand is going to feel a little different. Okay, everybody's going to have an easier time with some fingering or some other fingering. So don't be afraid to change the fingering and try a different one, because with chromatic scales, right? Because you're just moving in half steps. There are several different variations of fingerings that you use. So, just try them, try different ones, talk to your teacher, all right, talk to your friends, and I'm gonna give you some ideas, but, try them out and see which one is, makes it easier to play through this chromatic passage and which one is the most in tune. Now here on the viola, like if I was with the cello, you're going down to the A, with the B flat B, C, C sharp D, or C, C sharp D, all right, and it's kind of similar to what I would do here on the viola. In any case, you're going to have to shift, and it's all a matter of which note do you feel most comfortable shifting to, and do you feel comfortable with this fourth finger here. I probably wouldn't go now, violin viola people, true violin viola people out there, you please correct me. I'll put my email address in the description below. But I probably wouldn't go 2, 3, 4, 4 open, right? I don't know, maybe that works. I would either go 2, 3, 1, 2 open, or 1, 2, 3 if I didn't want to play an open D, open string, right? Because some people feel very comfortable shifting to third position. But I know here on the viola, maybe we use second position a lot more often, so we're going to shift first finger to the B flat and go B flat, B, C, C sharp, and then just play an open D, all right? As I'm practicing here and using my fourth finger a lot, I kind of like that one. All right, so just go 1, 2, 3, 4, dum, okay? The other one would look like this, all right? To go 2, 3, okay, on the B, B flat, and the C, C sharp D, or maybe you want to go 1, 2, 3, C, C sharp D, because you don't want to play open D, you want to play a stopped string, all right? So find a fingering, experiment, mess around with that, okay? Use the dotted rhythms also on this, yes, right? All right, to get up there, all right, use your dotted rhythms, go slowly, but use different fingering, try them out, see which ones you like the best, okay? I hope this helps with going fast here in the Ruslan and Lyudmilla. Like I said, I'm gonna put my email address down in the description. Please email me if you have questions. Hopefully I can answer them to the best of my ability and help you guys out, because I want everybody to be as successful as possible in this, all right? So thanks, and there'll be more coming your way.